Welcome to a new episode of Hamptons Hustle and Heart. My name is Kim-Lena Erhardt and I'm your host today. This podcast and video series came to life because I am lucky enough to be surrounded by amazing women. Some entrepreneurs, some moms, some both, with amazing stories and a ton of wisdom to share. So learning from other women, I think, is one of the greatest gifts you could ever get. And the first female role model I ever had was my mom. No surprise there, I guess. But even though I have to admit, she always put us first. Her own needs often were left unaddressed and completely ignored. And as a teenager, I swore that that would never happen to me when I was grown up. And as a mom, I can see how it does happen. But there was this one thing that my mother would always do for herself, where she was absolutely non-negotiable on, and that was she would go and get a facial regularly. My grandma would come over and watch me and my sister, and my mother would take her well-deserved me time at the salon. I never really understood what was going on there, but she loved it, and even my dad, who likes a really good sarcastical comment, did not mess with that. So all these years later, I learned a lot about facials myself. The biggest takeaway being not all facials are created equal. I can tell, I think around 30 seconds in now, if the facial is really just a convenient way to sell me a whole new line of products I'm pretty sure don't even need. And I went there. I bought different lines of product for a shitload of money. And did they really do what I wanted them? I'm not even sure. So I really just recently expanded the number of products I'm even using. So there's so many different things to learn, and it's really essential that you have somebody who knows what they're talking about. So long story short, facials are an art and a question of ethics and education. And I really do think we should talk to someone who knows a lot more about all of this than me. And with that, please welcome Rachel Lee Lozina, founder and owner of Blue Water Spa, a licensed esthetician with a mere 21 years of experience. She's a mom, she's a boss mom, and a visionary founder, all wrapped into one. And with that, welcome, Rachel.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much for being here because, yes, we had a few conversations about this because obviously the word facial is something that can be used in a million different ways. And you are licensed, you are trained, and there's a lot of differences in how people are trained, what people are doing. So would you start us off with explaining a little bit your field of expertise and what it actually means what you do?
So I feel like everyone has had a facial, or at least they've had a massage in their life. And as a licensed esthetician, we have different variables of what we can offer. We can offer, very spa pampering style facials, which just feel good. And my opinion are very much like glorified massages, but for the face. So I've seen a lot of resorts offer these kinds of treatments, which they're lovely, right? But they're not making a physiological change in the skin. And then on the other side, you have your medical, where it's all, lasers, intensive painful treatments, injections, and downtime. And I am trying to bridge the middle of the road and offer something that is result driven, non-invasive, and makes a physiological change in your skin with high technology, but without any downtime. So that's my focus in life, is to change the way people think about facials and what facials can do. A lot of the time I hear, "Oh, I want to change my skin, but a facial's not going to do that. So I'm going to go to the plastic surgeon, and he, charges them tens of thousands of dollars for injectables and laser resurfacing. And then they come crying to me because their face is a mess and they have all this filler and Botox and they don't look like themselves. And I actually have to rehab their skin back to place. And they said, I wish I found you in the first place. And I use a lot of high technology, but that does not mean anything that's invasive or long-term damaging. So treatments like microcurrent, ultrasound, negative iontophoresis, LED. These are all things that we use in the treatment room that stimulate the skin and work on the musculature underneath it, as well as infusing, exfoliating, and hydrating the skin.
So, yes, of course, I think fillers, Botox is a topic that always comes up when we talk about, well, we're over 25. No, we're over, well, 40, 30, 40, 50. I think that's like, and I think it starts even earlier right now. But so, what can be done? What can you do that is not an injectable and a filler in that way, but still gets me to, I think, where women would like to go when they go that route?
I think the most important thing that anyone can do, if you're not ready for facials, if you're not ready for Botox, nor do a lot of women have the funds for such things because they are pricey. I think the most important thing is really investing in a high quality skincare line. The problem is that a lot of estheticians only know what they know, and they're not really expanding outside the arena of what they know. And your skin is an organ. And so, feeding your skin the certain ingredients that really, really improve the quality, the color, the texture of your skin, that's the most important thing. I can't say find someone like me and we'll put you on a skincare routine because there's 1,000 of me out there. Just a lot of them don't have the experience or the knowledge that I do. But find yourself a really smart, licensed esthetician, not the lady at the counter and not the lady that's selling you the multi-level marketing skincare products, but somebody that's licensed, somebody that has experience and knowledge, and pick 3 products and invest in 3 products on your face. And you'll see a huge change. Because I tell my clients, don't get me wrong, I'd love to see you every week, every month, whatever it is. But if you're not using skincare products, then what are we doing? I always say it's like working out and eating right. This is the diet for your face. It's like working out, getting facials, and then eating cheeseburgers, and working out and eating cheeseburgers. There needs to be some sort of, continuity between the treatments you offer and the home care that you apply.
So if I mean, and we will talk about Blue Water Spa in a minute. So I mean, if you're lucky enough to be out here or at your other location, that's great. But how do I know that I found the right place?
Oh gosh, that's actually a really difficult thing. I think that there needs to be a certain level of confidence and knowledge and education. I'm very big on education, and somebody saying, "Oh, just use this product. It's what everyone buys. It's a great cream." Well, what's in it? Why is it great? What are the ingredients that makes my skin great? I think the most important bit of advice I can give anybody is your skin needs vitamins, right? So, vitamins A is the most important. Vitamin C and E, A, C, and E, the 3 of them together, those are the most important for your skin. That's the diet that your skin loves the most. So long as you're using something that has high amounts of vitamins A, C, and E, great. You add peptides, even better. Those are amino acid chains that rebuild collagen and elastin. And of course, sunscreen. A lot of people don't realize the effect of good sunscreen on your face. Sunscreen is going to prohibit UV damage. UV damage is, 1/2 side of your face just from the driver car. For all my moms that are driving to the kid to school, from the kids, pickup line, whatever, the sun coming in and hitting that left-hand side of your face, you're going to have more sun damage. Or even as you get older, when you smile, you're going to have more crinkles around your eyes. I know I do. And it's just, you can't help it. It's just from the sun. So having somebody that will take the time to educate you about not only what you need, but why you need it, and what your focus is. What do I want to improve? I don't like my pigment. I don't like my texture. I don't like my fine lines and wrinkles. Then you're going to have to find somebody that can really, really, really curate a home care routine for you. It's like almost like having a dietitian tell you exactly what you need to eat in order to, have optimal wellness.
So you've been doing this a while, 21 years. The Southampton location of Blue Water Spa is brand new. You just opened this summer, but
May.
you've been doing this in May. Yeah, you've
Yeah,
been doing this a long time before in Oyster Bay, correct?
correct.
So tell me a little bit about the beginning of Blue Water Spa.
So I started in this industry in 2003, and I started out working at a spa. Then I worked at some plastic surgeons' offices, and I worked at dermatologists' offices. And I really kind of felt like I had my fingers in all sorts of aspects of this industry. And I felt like when I worked at the doctor's office, they didn't really care about the facials. They just wanted the injectables and the lasers and the real heavy duty resurfacing treatments.
Hmm.
And the dermatologist was less on the injectables, but now dermatologists have changed. That was 20 years ago. Dermatology has changed a lot into aesthetics because that's money.
Sure.
And then the spa was all fluffy duffy, la da da, let's just massage your face and make you feel good. And while you walk out there looking like a glazed donut, as soon as you wash your face, it goes right down the tube because we haven't really changed anything about your skin.
Hmm.
Sorry to say. So
No.
I started out working in that arena. And then I always felt, I don't want to say it felt limited, but I always felt like I'd rather do this, or can we add this? And I remember at one time my boss was like, you're going to end up owning your own place one day, because I was an innovator. I kept saying, can we bring this in? Can we get an enzyme? Can we bring in a new acid? Don't you think maybe we should add this, or we could and so I'm a classic person of like, I don't think that I am a good employee because
Mm.
I feel compelled to be in charge. So then in 2008, I opened up my own spa, and we started out with, I had 5 rooms, but I only outfitted 2. And then we grew and we grew and we grew. And then I had a 1.5-year-old when I opened up the spa. I was 26.
Because you would. Yeah, of course.
Then I had a baby a year later in 2009, which, what was I thinking? I don't know. I've realized, when you're young, you have no skin in the game. It's easy to make, wild,
Yep.
decisions, because you're like, who cares? If I fail, I fail. I'm not going to let a kid get in my way. So then I had another kid, which, he's turning 15 tomorrow. So then I had that, I had him, and, just hiring people, helping me out. Then we
Mm.
took over the third floor, because the spa was on the second floor. Then we took over the third floor, and there was 4 rooms up there. So then I had 9 rooms. And then right before the pandemic, I took over the first floor of the spa. And the spa is very, very big. It's this old Victorian building in Oyster Bay. And Oyster Bay has this kind of old, Revolutionary War kind of vibe to it. And it's a very big building. And I have 13 rooms there with a ginormous retail area. And we
Oh,
took
wow.
over that first floor in 2019, right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Really cute, because then we shut down for 9 months. Because my industry was the kind of industry that you couldn't do with masks on, right? Like, I can't give someone a facial with a mask on. So we had to close doors for 9 months, which was
Oh, God.
definitely rough. But let's not forget, everyone had a lot of money back then, right? Everyone was getting government money. Everyone was home. You're building pools in the back of their house. As soon as the pandemic ended, everyone was back into the saddle. So it was a good time, and I feel like it kind of cleaned out a lot of people that maybe weren't doing well, quit their job, did something
Mm.
else, or moved away. So it was like a good, like, if you don't like your hairdresser now after the pandemic, this is a good reason to not go back.
True.
Changing a lot, right? So it was good. So I don't even remember your original question, but yeah. So
Are you getting
2008,
there?
I opened up the spa, right? So we're going on 17 years this year, which is mind blowing.
It is. So, what
Hmm.
made you go and conquer the Hamptons?
Um, so first of all, I have a lot of clients that were asking me, that live in the Hamptons, that were
Mhm.
asking me to come out.
For a
Would
shorter
you
commute. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you consider coming and doing a pop-up? And the real story is that I got my cards read, and the lady says, "I see you opening a spa out east. I see you opening up another location out east." And I said, "Where out east?" And she goes, "I don't know. I just see out east." Now I know I wasn't going to do it in like Riverhead, so I was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it in the Hamptons. And so I came out here. And I saw this space, which is the old Southampton Hospital thrift shop.
Mm-hmm.
And man, did this place need a lot of work. But I was like, how big of a deal is it to knock down some walls and rebuild some
How hard
walls?
can it be? There it is. The entrepreneurial. Yeah.
So, but funny enough, so I have a friend that manages Colette in Southampton. And after I looked at the space, I went and visited him, and I was like, give me the lowdown of the Hamptons, because I don't really know the Hamptons at all. I'm from Nassau County, North Shore. I'm from a town called Bayville, which no one's ever heard of, right next to Locust Valley. And so that's where I'm from. And when I came out here, I was like, tell me about the Hamptons. I don't know anything about it. And he's like, it's amazing. You have to come. And I said, well, what other spas are out here? And the second I said the word spa, this woman comes walking over to me and she starts talking to me like, oh, you asked about spas around here? Let me tell you. And she gives me this whole rundown. And I realized it's Drew Barrymore. And
Oh.
Drew Barrymore is giving me this whole story about other spas in the Hamptons. And I said, well, I'm thinking about opening one here in Southampton. And this is what I do. And this is what I offer. And she was like, you need to come out here. We need you. This is like, you need to come out here. And I like literally walked out of there being like, oh my God, Drew Barrymore told me I have to open up a spa out in the Hamptons. And I looked at it like a sign from God.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, thank you, Drew.
Thanks, Drew. Thanks, Drew. When are you coming here, by the way? Seriously. So that's the story.
Has she been?
No, I keep
Okay,
waiting.
well, obviously we have to get her. And I mean, come
I
on,
just
you
have to
did
keep telling
this.
that story again and again, right?
Yeah, no,
Thank
as you should. I have to say, and then I mean, starting something in a new area, and I think a lot of people will tell you that the Hamptons are difficult because yes, we're very seasonal, and the summer and the winter are two different planets.
That's right.
In the, not only driving from A to B, but literally in people you talk to, in ways business is done, in ways events are done. So what I admired about you from the very first moment is the way how you approached it. Because, and I have to quickly share the story, I saw an announcement on Instagram that your spa would open. And I mean, I run a membership for women. So I'm like, ooh. And I sent a message. I was like, oh, this sounds exciting. Tell me more. And then it took them like a day or something to get back. In the meantime, I get a message from you because you were doing like networking on genius level, going like, oh, hold on, women's membership. Hi, I should be. So you actually joined after I think we texted for what? A minute. And then 2 days later, your PR company that was running the whole invitation Instagram, like, yeah, we should connect you with our founder. She would be a great match. I was like, way ahead of you. It's done. Right. So, but that was great. So that way, you joined before you even opened the spa, and we were able to promote that too. So, because yes, how difficult is it to conquer this very unique, one of a kind market?
I don't want to sound like it's a bummer, but I knew it was going to be hard, but I didn't realize how hard it was going to be. When I was 26 years old and I opened up my first spa, again, no skin in the game, nothing to lose, free as a bird. Who cares if I have to fold, right? Now I got 3 kids and, another established business and, the money that I put into redoing this space. It was very hard, but I will say that, I do believe that it's a calling, right? It's not easy, right? Being an entrepreneur, being a mom, all of these things are, part of your life path. And I believe that, when you're meant to do something, it will succeed no matter what. So it's been definitely hard traversing, because I don't really know the seasonality. Everyone says, oh, you're going to close, right? In January and February. I said, I don't know. I don't think so. I hope not. But, I see a lot of other businesses do it, but they also make a whole bunch of money doing other things, right? The way I look at it is this town needs what I offer. And I'm hoping to kind of pull not just from the Hamptons, but, from the North Fork. I'm hoping to pull from, Eastern Suffolk. I'm hoping to pull from different areas where people will come out to the Hamptons, maybe go to the winery, get some facials, or, just travel. Why not go to the Hamptons? It's a beautiful area. It's quiet now. I can actually enjoy the Hamptons because it's not jam packed and it doesn't take me 2 hours to get there.
Yeah.
So I knew it was going to be hard, but I've met so many small, like, great people, and it's a small area. So once you reach out to one person, then this person knows that person, and
Hmm.
it's a nice little community. And being a part of your women's group is really empowering. I've already met so many amazing women, and meeting you is incredibly. And you're so smart, and you have so much to offer. I mean, after I gave you that facial, you sat there and gave me like 950 ideas of what I should do. So don't only join Boss Moms just to be part of the group, join Boss Moms to get, Kim's unbelievably positive advice. So, but yeah, it's been hard and stressful, but I wouldn't have it any other way. That's like I said, it's a calling. The suffering and the success are together. You know.
They sure are. And yes, you gave me a facial, which was amazing. It really was. And again, like I'm at the point where I'm not expecting that much because I'm usually like, yeah, I mean, it'll look um, great if I'm lucky right after, and not like the glazed donut that you mentioned didn't look like a donut. I actually was amazed. And I have to admit that the day that we did the facial in the mornings, I had like one of those, I need to get a video out now to promote something. I don't even know what I was promoting at that time, but I felt like I should do it now. And I was like, oh, I should run upstairs and do the whole makeup. And I was like, you know what? No, I feel good. It looks good. I'm just going to do it. So that, I have to say, is really cool. And I did a little video that we still have to post, but that I just quickly want to show, because that way we also get an idea on how it is to walk into Blue Water Spa in Southampton. And
Right.
you can see my not glazed donut, but very happy face.
Hey, how are you, Kim? Welcome to Blue Water Spa. Come with me. We're going to come in. Here's your treatment room. And you're going to put this wrap around you like this with your little buttons. Your head's going to be this end face up, and just scooch underneath the warm blankets. Okay? I'll be right back.
I got to pull my microphone back up. And that ended with the kindness week that we will talk about in a minute. But yes, it's like, it's a really charming, and I can see what you saw when you found the place. It's a very charming, tucked away little gem, and you walk in, and yes, there you were, welcoming me. And it was a great experience. I learned a lot, and it felt really good. And the day after, I looked at my face, and I was like, okay, do I really want it to look so much better, or does it really look better? I decided that it did look better, and yes, I will include it in my routine. So if somebody comes for the first time, for example, like what would you recommend? Like what is the get to know Blue Water Spa in Rachel's magic intro recipe?
So we offer 5 different facials here. Now, I wanted to niche down the facials that we offer because I didn't want to have it like it was, a menu with too many offerings, right? We have a youth facial. We have a intensely hydrating facial. And then after those facials, everything really gets high tech. We do a lot of microcurrent. That's one of my signatures, is doing microcurrent. Microcurrent is a low level electrical current that lifts and sculpts your face. So when we work on it, it'll start chiseling your cheekbone, sharpening your jawline, and it will lift your brow. The more you do it, the longer it lasts. So I have clients that consistently do these treatments. What your skin needs is 100% based on how your skin looks, what your lifestyle is like. What do you do at home? Are you, over exfoliating your face? Are you red? Do you have rosacea? Everybody's different. And, it really is hyper customized for your skin type. So I can't say exactly, what would be best for anybody. Coming in and doing one microcurrent treatment is lovely. And if you had an event in the next few days, I'd say absolutely. But it's like a lifestyle. It's like you wouldn't want to pay the money for the microcurrent if you're not going to do it regularly because, in turn, it would be kind of wasteful. However, we do use these portable microcurrent machines and we sell these, and you can maintain the results at home by just running it over your face. And that was actually one of the ideas that you mentioned about having for a maybe a January event, maybe doing a sculpt and lift facial with the new face. And, we could have a whole seminar doing this. And this gives the power in your hands. So anybody that gets regular facials from me, I always recommend that they buy one of these tools, either from me or from Nordstrom or Sephora. If you have points or what, like, I don't care, just get it. It's a electrical current and it literally lifts and sculpts your face. You could sit there and work on your brow, and afterwards, your brow will be lifted just by using this handheld. So it really depends on who you are, what your lifestyle is like, what your focus is, where you want to go, what you want to do. And everyone's different.
That's true. So it makes a lot of sense to just book an appointment and really have that first conversation. I mean, if I'm hiring somebody to, I don't know, change my wardrobe, they have to understand who I am and what I wear and can't come in and be like, here, but this is in season right now.
Right.
It still has to work for me. And I think it's the very same thing on a much more important level because this is your skin and you can't just switch to something.
Can we curse on here? Because I like
No.
to say, it's your fucking face. Okay. Like, what's more important than your face, right? People will remember your face. Maybe they'll recognize and remember your shoes or if you wore a wild sweater, but people remember your face. And if it comes down to aging gracefully, your face is everything. And people spend loads and loads of money on clothes. And I'm like, what about you? What about your face? So to me, it's an absolute necessity to invest in it's like a handbag, right? This is like the leather, right? You want to invest and take care of it and anoint it and love it and cherish it and, really, really be, faithful in your skincare routine. That's more important than anything, is your faithfulness to your skincare routine, making sure you wash your makeup off every night. It's like brushing your teeth. I can't tell you how many women say they don't wash their face at night. I'm like, what? Wild,
That is wild. No, my mother taught me different there. That's for sure. And I think that the crazy part about this is that you should probably start at an age where you don't really think about it. But then when you get to the age where you probably suddenly look in the mirror and you're like, what's happening? Why are things changing? And yes, I mean, I'm sadly entering an age where I can see, and I really didn't have to put that much attention on it. But now I'm like, there's lines that I don't want them there. They're not the ones that I'm okay with. And
Right.
it's just other your whole bone structure kind of changes, which I only just recently realized that this will happen more and more. And yes, so I think the more prepared there's no starting too early, probably. Definitely. There is.
I was going to say the teen, tween.
Oh my God. Yeah. I wasn't going that young.
There is, as somebody that has a 12-year-old daughter, she has been, going crazy for Drunk Elephant and The Ordinary, and she is begging me to go to Sephora. And there's this it's become chic. It's like the Stanley, drink of, skincare, doing a 12-step skincare routine for an 11-year-old, your skin's absolutely perfect. They don't have acne yet typically. It's like an infant. Like, do you need to wash an infant's face, and put cream on it? No, not unless they have a skin condition, right? But your skin is pretty self-sufficient until you get to a certain age. And then it's all about maintaining hydration. Unless you have acne, then it's about exfoliating, right? But yes, there is too young. I see a lot of young
13
girls.
13 steps, you just said? 13
Some
steps?
of them do. Yeah, some of them are, double cleansing. toning. They're using sheet masks. They're using eye masks. My 11-year-old takes products from me and I'm like, this isn't for you, darling. This is for an older woman over 40, like this is not, she's stealing my eyelash growth serum.
All right. Okay. Yeah. No, I obviously am a different generation than that. That did not happen. But yes, but then you're right. I mean, I saw TikTok videos with like 6-year-olds explaining their skincare routine um, uh, during a documentary on how wrong things can go, I have to admit. So, and yes, I mean, I just went to lunch with a friend in the city, and her daughter got an invitation to a Sephora birthday party, and she's 7. So, and it was like you could buy all the gifts for the birthday girl at Sephora conveniently because it was all wrapped into the whole experience. And my friend
That
was like,
sounds
yeah, we're
amazing.
not going. That's the one thing we're not doing. I'm not exposing her to that.
I would have loved that. Maybe not as a 7-year-old, but I would have loved that kind of birthday party because I just love this kind of, I've always loved this kind
I
of
would
stuff.
go now, but like, yeah, for a 7-year-old girl, this can, I mean,
Sounds
wow.
like a good birthday party for a 40-year-old, personally. I'd go to that party.
Well, so, but is it just facials or are you offering other treatments too?
So we are predominantly, so as an esthetician, my focus is skincare. It's my passion. I know a lot of people like, I'm passionate about, I really am. It's like I was born to do this. I'm passionate about skincare. I really enjoy doing it. I feel very lucky every day I get to do this for a living. That's like number one. Like who's luckier than me? And I get to meet incredible women like you all day, talking to you, connecting with you, making you look good, making you feel good, educating you, talking about why, the what. I mean, I have the best job. But we do offer other treatments as well, other than facials, in addition to like not important stuff like waxing, of course. We also do a lot of body sculpting. And it's kind of become something that, I don't want to say it's gotten out of hand, but it's almost like we're known for that more than we are known for our facials. And I'm like, whoa, 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 because I care so much about facials. But we do offer 2 body sculpting treatments. One is called M-Sculpt. M-Sculpt's been around for a very long time, about 5-6 years now. And it's a methodology where they use something called HIFEM, which is high intensity focused electromagnetic. And it's like a TENS machine on steroids, right? So you put it wherever you want to put it. It makes your body hyper workout. So you put it on your stomach, it's going to make you do 20,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. Put it on your bum, it makes you do 20,000 squats in 30 minutes. It's pretty impressive. And then we have this other machine, which you still have to come back and try. It's called the Icun. And this is an Italian machine that, in my opinion, is the absolute best thing you can do for your body. Not only is it a health and wellness tool, but it's also fat reducing, cellulite reducing. It helps with your, interstitial tissues and fluid. It's lymphatic drainage. It's really remarkable. Essentially what it is a vacuum therapy, and it rolls back and forth. So it lifts up your skin, squeezes it, and then rolls it back and forth. So it breaks up bound fascia, it breaks up cellulite, it breaks up fat pockets. Like it literally does something called apoptosis, which it crushes the fat pockets and it, right? So we do a tremendous amount of Icun treatments is what the machine's called. It's called the Icun. And it's an Italian machine, and we're the only one on Long Island that has it, which I cannot believe because, in my opinion, it's absolutely the coolest, most result-driven machine on the market, easily. And it's non-invasive, which is remarkable. No downtime, no pain. Yeah, Icun.
Okay, I heard you, and I'll be back for that. As for the facials, you touched upon it. As is like the frequency and the pricing, because yes, it is not something that you get for, I don't know, $75. Obviously, it is an investment, and it's also an investment that makes sense because we just talked about your skin. And yes, if you go and get Botox, that starts at $650. So
easily.
And easily. So what are we looking at, and how often would you recommend people actually do this?
So I have the facial that I think is really the most special facial is something called a lift. And that facial is $450, and it's about 75 minutes worth of, infusion, acids, microcurrent, LED lights, and something called negative ion tophoresis. And we're using a bunch of really remarkable products in the back room. So something like that, like let's say you had your child was getting married and you really wanted to look really good in the pictures. I would say do it every 2 weeks, or once a month for 6 months. So this would be I kind of call it like a boot camp. This would be like a boot camp before your event, because your makeup artist is going to apply all that makeup. And if your skin is not looking good, it's just like, you're going to look powdery, you're going to look dry. And I always say, and this is like maybe a little morbid, but I say, you never know what picture they're going to use for your, when you die. Right.
And that.
So,
it might be a little morbid.
Yeah, like you never know what's going to be like on your mask card, right? So when you die, they're like, here's your obituary picture. It's usually a picture where you look really good at someone's wedding or some sort of event, and you have the professional makeup. You want to look the best possible. This might be the picture they use on Ancestry for the next 500 years. You never know what that's going to look like,
Okay. We get we get it. Okay. All right. So that's the lift.
That's the lift. And then it goes all the way up from there. And then we do all sorts of other additional stuff. We do something called a jet peel, which is, serum infusion, low molecular weight hyaluronic acid, serum infusion. And then we do other avenues of exfoliation. So infusion of vitamin C crystals and some acids, lactic acids. Yeah, we have all sorts of fun stuff. But really, you got to come in. I got to take a look at what your lifestyle is like, what you want to do. Because sometimes I'd rather that you not spend all that money on that facial, get a lesser facial, and then use the money to buy some products that are going to really do a lot of the heavy lifting at home. So I'm reasonable in the sense of I understand not everyone's got thousands of dollars to, put towards their face, but then I also work on a lot of women that do. So I work with all aspects,
Well, I love the personal approach and the curated to what you need, and not just here. I have a contract with this company, and that's why I'm pushing this product on you.
Of course.
Which I think is really important. Well, awesome. I feel like we covered a lot. I do want to point at something that I feel is really important and that we're both very passionate about. And I love that you're spearheading this. And that is Kindness Week. That is going in effect now. And it'll run until the end of the year, 2024. And tell us a little bit about what is the idea behind Kindness Week.
So the idea of Kindness Week is that you take any gift card from any place that has food, whether it's Wellbounds or Citarella, or if you want to do a gift card to Panera, or, any sort of food. It doesn't even have to be a lot of money. It could be a small amount, $25 and up, right? And you want to help a family in need, because it does go to the food pantry, and it's affiliated with the Children's Museum of Out East. So, or the East End. So, you buy the gift card and you drop it off at Blue Water Spa. And in turn, we're going to give you a free mini facial. And the mini facial is just like a quick, 20 minute kind of, amuse-bouche, if you will, facial treatment where you come in, you see the spa, you lay down on the soft, warm blankies.
Which is great, by the way. I could have stayed there for a day.
That alone is enough, right?
Yeah, it's true.
You want to take a 15-minute interlude, and go into La La Land. That's what you do. You come here. So for $25 at a gift certificate anywhere, I think it's a steal and a half just to do something. You're being kind to some other family, but you're also being kind to yourself. And I think that that's something that misses a lot, that, we think that oh, getting my nails done is being kind to myself. No, it's just like a basic necessity at this point, right?
It
I don't
is.
even look at that as like, oh, I'm doing that for myself. I'm like, well, of
No, it's
course I
actually, and it's also very stressful because I usually sit there and I'm like, I'm not relaxed. I'm looking at my phone, but I can't, and I want to do something, and then the reception sucks, and all of
Ugh.
that. So no, that's not me
So
time.
you do something
This
kind
is,
for somebody, and in
yeah,
kind, we offer something kind to you. So you come and you drop off the gift card at Blue Water Spa. So you get to come and see the spa.
yeah.
And right then and there, we will book you for your mini facial, and we will do LED lights and do some of the microcurrent I was telling you about.
Yep.
We will microcurrent your face. We will do some light exfoliation, and you'll walk out of there with a sense of like knowing who we are, knowing what we offer, seeing what we offer, and just, helping a family in need, which I think is really amazing. And we're happy to give you complimentary treatments, for a family in need. And we also want you to come see the spa. That's kind of,
It's
you
a
know,
great combination. And I have to say, like, I've been to the food pantry of the Simi. What they're doing is absolutely amazing. And
yep,
they started during the pandemic. It was one of the lifelines for a lot of families out here. And they never stopped. And they're going strong. And the need is big too.
the
So
need is
giving,
there.
yes, the
The
need
need
is
is there.
definitely there. And yes, it's easy to forget sometimes while we talk about, the things that we can do. This is a great chance to do something awesome and get a like double reward, not only the karma, but also something that we can feel and touch. So thank you for hosting this whole thing and for offering this awesome reward. And I would say, yes, it starts at 25, but there are no limits. And I'm sure if you go to Citarella or any other upscale place like that, you can get a bigger card than that. It'll be totally worth it. And we're looking forward to really, well, collecting as many gift cards as we possibly can so that these families can start into 2025 with a really good feeling, and the food pantry can continue doing what they do.
Yeah, it's
So
like take that off of their plate so they can put something on their plate.
love that. That is very, very nicely said. Thank you. Well, Rachel, it was my pleasure. I could talk about this forever because now we could start talking about, I don't know, all those little devices that Instagram is, the
Oh
moment
yeah,
you start looking at them, is throwing at you, and what makes sense and what doesn't. And I'm pretty sure we should do an event like this. Well, I am sure that we have to do an event like this where we can talk about all those little, what can I do at home devices, what makes
right.
sense and what is just a waste of money. So we'll definitely look into that. Thank you for taking the time to walking us through this. I have one more question though, because you definitely are an entrepreneur galore, and you are raising 3 kids, both of which is already a lot and very challenging. So, what is your secret to doing this? Still like looking and as you do and being as present as you are right now for this. What's the secret?
Um, you know what? I definitely, try to focus on why I'm doing what I do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's always in the service of others. I feel like so long as what you're doing is in the service of others,
Mm-hmm.
it's always going to feel good. I sometimes get very stressed out, and I definitely have my moments. I definitely do one thing, two things almost every day. And I take a bath pretty much almost every day, right? And I do my little salt and I soak, and then I read, and I have that's my like letting the air out of my tires just a little bit, so I do something for myself. But
Mm-hmm.
also, I live my life with a lot of gratitude. I like to think about all the things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the sun shining today. I'm grateful for the soft blankets that I sleep with every night. Like I'm grateful for so many things. I'm grateful for the career I have. I know so many people that have careers that they don't know what they want to do, or they have
Mm.
no direction. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, the fact that I have a direction at all, humongous, right? So I live with reciting a lot of my things that I'm grateful for. And remember that, in the service of others is where you find your passion and where you get the most satisfaction. And I feel like living a satisfied life is, really where it's at, feeling like you're making a change in someone's life. That's really the most healing and best energy that really does fill up your gas tank so you can keep going and going and going. So that's my opinion.
Thank you. That is a great way to end this conversation, and I couldn't agree more. And thank you for everything you're
My
doing
pleasure.
to make us look and feel better. And thank you for a marvelous conversation.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye, Rachel.
Bye-bye.
Bye.